The mangrove forests of Borneo do not offer easy ground. Here the roots of trees grow into rivers, the rivers grow into forest, and the line between land and water shifts with every tide. Nothing here is fixed, nothing is guaranteed. And for a young proboscis monkey navigating this landscape for the first time, without the protection of its troop, every branch is a decision, and every gap between trees is a risk. She is 7 months old enough to move through the canopy on her own, not yet old enough to read every signal the forest sends. Her coat is the pale orange of a young proboscis, not yet the gray-brown of the adult she will eventually become. Her nose, the feature that gives her species its common name, is still small. She has years of growth ahead before it reaches the pendulous, bulging form of the dominant males in her group. But she is fast, and right now, fast is what matters. She has separated from the troop during a crossing. The group moved through the mid-canopy, following a route they use regularly in the late morning, a circuit of the riverine forest that brings them to the feeding trees by early afternoon. At some point in the crossing, she misjudged a gap, swung wide, ended up on a lower branch system that was not the path the rest of the group took. By the time she realized the direction had diverged, the sounds of the group were already fading. She is alone. In Borneo mangrove forest, 3 meters above a river that she cannot see the bottom of. What she does not know, and cannot know, is that something has been watching her. The Sunda clouded leopard, Neophelis diardi, is the most capable climbing predator in Borneo. Its legs are proportionally shorter and more powerful than any other large cat, and its ankles rotate in a way that allows it to descend trees head first, a capability shared with almost no other felid of its size. Its coat is a complex pattern of dark-edged clouds on pale tan, and in the dappled light of the mangrove canopy, it is nearly invisible. It has been following the young monkey for 23 minutes, moving through the mid-canopy with less noise than the wind makes in the leaves. The leopard lunges. The young monkey reacts in the fraction of a second that evolution has been calibrating for this exact moment for millions of years. She drops. Not falls, drops. A deliberate release of her grip, a controlled descent into the space below her. The leopard's claws close on air where she was. Its momentum carries it past the branch she occupied. For a moment, both animals are falling through the lower canopy, branches breaking their descent, and then they both hit the water. The river takes them. The chase continues on the water surface. The leopard is an adequate swimmer, but it was built for the canopy, not for this, and the current is working against it. The young monkey is smaller and more buoyant, and she is swimming toward the near bank with the focused desperation of an animal whose entire training has been about staying in the trees, and which now finds itself in the one environment where the trees cannot help her. She reaches the bank first. Before the leopard can close the distance, she is on the nearest tree trunk, moving upward with the mechanical speed of an animal running a reflex rather than a plan. Height equals safety. Every circuit of her nervous system is telling her the same thing at the same time. Below her, the clouded leopard reaches the bank. It begins to climb, and then the river moves. The saltwater crocodile, Crocodilus porosus, has been watching from the deeper channel since before either of them entered the water. It is 3.5 meters long, and it has learned, over its 23 years in this stretch of river, that the disturbance created by a large animal hitting the water from height almost always means an opportunity. It launches from the water onto the bank with a speed that does not look possible for an animal that size. The leopard escapes by centimeters. It is up the tree and into the canopy before the crocodile's jaws close on the empty bank where it was standing. In the canopy above, the young monkey watches this happen from 4 meters up. The crocodile slides back into the water. The river closes over it. High in the canopy across the river, the young monkey begins to call. Not the alarm call she would use if the predator were still present, not the distress call of an animal in pain. The specific call that proboscis monkeys make when they are separated from the group. A high, carrying sound that functions as a location beacon. I am here. I am alive. Find me. Proboscis monkeys, Nasalis larvatus, live in harem groups typically led by a single adult male with multiple females and their offspring. The structure is tight and the calls are specific. Different vocalizations carry different information, and the call of a lost juvenile is a sound that no adult in the group will ignore. Somewhere across the water, the group is moving in her direction, but they are not here yet, and there is still the river between her and the bank where they will arrive. She climbs down branch by branch toward the water. She watches the surface. The crocodile does not show itself, but the surface of a Bornean river never shows you what is beneath it. She is operating entirely on the information that her senses can gather and the urgency that her nervous system is generating. 7 months old, alone, choosing again to enter the water. She drops in and swims. The crossing takes 40 seconds. For 40 seconds, she is visible and small and moving on the surface of a river that contains things larger than she is. Then she is on the bank. Then she is in the trees. The familiar calls of her group are close now, overlapping, answering, the specific communication of animals who have been searching for a missing juvenile and have located it. An adult female descends toward her. The young monkey calls again and is answered and moves toward the answer. As dusk settles over the mangrove forest, the young monkey is back within the group. The troop moves through the late afternoon canopy in the familiar pattern of their pre-roosting forage. The same route, the same fig trees, the same series of decisions that experienced proboscis monkeys make in this particular bend of river every evening. A python is coiled in the undergrowth below the fig tree. It strikes and misses. The target, a small squirrel, was simply faster. The python resets, tasting the air, and at the edge of the clearing, the clouded leopard has reappeared. The same animal from this morning, drawn by the same sounds and smells that drew the python. It watches the python for a moment, calculating. Then it moves toward it. The python turns and strikes before the leopard can pin it. The coils begin to close. Up in the canopy, the young proboscis monkey watches the two predators below her. The same leopard that chased her this morning, now engaged in something that has nothing to do with her. She watches for a long moment. Then the group moves on through the canopy, heading for the roosting trees, following the adult male who has been leading this route for 11 years. The Borneo mangrove forest closes around them. In this place, on this particular bend of river, the same forces that shaped this morning will shape tomorrow morning. The crocodile is back in its channel. The python is somewhere in the undergrowth. The leopard is somewhere in the canopy. And the young proboscis monkey is in the roosting tree with her group. 7 months old, alive, and in possession of a set of experiences that her nervous system will carry forward into every decision she makes in this forest for the rest of her life.